You better know what you're doing before you retire to Maine, my friends. And so I'm just walking, get back from my walk, and I come across in my mailbox today my copy of Maine Biz retiring to vacation land. And there's a couple from Boulder, Colorado, so we know there probably lives. And then I open up the article, and sure enough, we got these kindly ladies with that dog is so cute. I just chuckle a little bit, but look, we're gonna we're gonna have some fun. All right, so as you know, I'm from Maine. Love Maine. Big fan, long time. Haven't lived in Maine since I was 14 years old. All right, my brother and sister both moved from Maine when they got into college, and none of us ever went back. My mom left Maine 2006 to move near us, a block away from us in the Shenandoah Valley in Virginia. But Maine has always been near and dear to my heart, man. In fact, I wrote the book, which you should buy. Oops. Right here, Return to Peaks Island. You should buy that, man. Don't be a fool. Don't buy my book. Buy my book. I got to do an audio book of that, too. It just occurred to me. That's an easy one to do. Anyway, so when I see retiring to Maine, I always think about that fantasy, about the idea of retiring to Maine. My wife's from Virginia. I have a sneaky suspicion our 4 kids are not going to be up in the Northeast. And if they're not going to be up in the Northeast, it's going to be tough. So it'll probably be Virginia for us. But I like to keep my eye on Maine because I go up there once or twice a year anyway. I love it. I love Maine. That's all there is to it. I'm not sure that I can convince the old BNC to go up there on a full-time basis, but we'll see. All right, so let's read about these fine folks first. I just got to chuckle. When these two people, they're 78 and 76, and they met at a Sadie Hawkins dance. And then when they moved to Maine, they saw more gay pride flags than they've ever seen before, even though they used to live in California. And I just got to chuckle at that because when I was up in Maine 2 years ago, on the East Coast, going from like Camden and whatnot, there's gay pride flags everywhere. When I was in there in June, so June's Pride Month. I hate the fact the rainbow has been co-opted. I hate that. It's such a freaking stick in the face. Look. I'm going to have a rainbow, and it doesn't mean I'm gay. It means I'm taking it back, dude. You know what I'm saying? Rainbow's our stuff. You want to co-opt something else, but not the damn rainbow. Christians and Muslims together have been sitting back too long. Now, unfortunately, they've made the Christians like really fearful of the Muslims. That's a doggone fact. They're going to get us. No. And as such, we've let our rights be trampled. It's just a fact, dude. We've just been sitting on our hands, fat and happy in the suburbs. I was listening to Steve Day's show the other day saying the exact same thing. It's 100% true. We're happy. We're fine. We're comfortable in this world. We don't want to take risks, and that's something tells us that's not what we're supposed to do. Anyway, long story. I got no hate towards these people. I don't care. They do whatever the hell you want. I don't care. The issue is we all know is that they took advantage of the tolerance of Christians, and now they're bludgeoning us. That if we don't capitulate, we are going to be sent up against the wall a la Che Guevara style, if that makes sense. Remember, Che Guevara ultimately got shot, thankfully, by Bolivians, but he did a lot of killing. He put a lot of people up against the wall he did not like. And so if you don't come out in favor of that, let's just say you're a coffee shop in Camden in June and you don't have a gay pride flag, you're going to have a hard time with it. You know it, dude. Because this is what they do. They go after people. They did in the Kate guy in Colorado. It happens all the time. We just want to be left alone. No, you don't. You want to dictate to others. That's fact. Now, with these kind of kindly people, I don't know. In fact, they're older. They probably went through a hell of a lot of discrimination in their old days, and I hate that crap. You know what I'm saying? I hate it. Payback's a bitch, man, and that's probably what a lot of these guys are doing. Like, oh, I couldn't love the person I want to love, so I'm going to freaking make you pay. I don't know these people are doing that. I don't know. My assumptions are probably not. They're probably nice ladies. But this is what happens, dude. They're like, we're gonna make you pay for the sins of your forefathers, and you can't really blame them to some regards. Kind of like I want to see people swinging from the sins of the, let's just call the last 3 years. You know what I'm saying? I'd like to see some people swinging for that. You can't really blame them. But at the end of the day, as a Christian, you gotta say, I don't want to be preached to about. I don't even like watching movies where men and women are getting jiggy with it. Why the hell do we need to see that crap? I've never understood. You want a little romantic kiss on lips, fine. I don't need you to see you go in the bedroom and see people making faces. Oh, you're such a Luddite. Yeah, so what? Maybe I am. Maybe that's the problem in America. We've lost our Luddite path. All right, so let's keep reading. They went to Falmouth, which is a rich part of Maine, in a 55-plus community. Hey, good for them. There's no animosity towards these ladies. I chuckle of all the gay pride flags. The funny thing is you go, and Black Lives Matter too, by the way. I'll never forget that. All these BLM, there ain't no black people in Maine, dude. There's some Somalians, but other than that, there ain't none. And I just like, man, come on, dude. It's just so silly. It's all in the east, all in the coastal areas where the rich liberals live. Go like 5 miles inland, ain't none of that. It's just kind of funny. All right, so for a growing number of older Americans, Maine isn't just vacation land, it's a desirable place to retire. One lady says, who's a financial advisor up there, she mentions one couple from Texas who's in the process of moving to Maine because they're tired of the climate, terrified of the electrical grid, and not exactly excited about the Texas politics. They're terrified about the electrical grid. Isn't that interesting? Terrified about so these people are belligerently ignorant. They don't know how electricity is generated. They think it falls from electricity being in the sky. And there's an electricity tree, and it's big oil is keeping us from it. And I hate big oil. It's big nuclear we need to be promoting. But anyway, big oil is keeping us from this free electricity. Or maybe Tesla's right. Maybe there is free electricity. You ever thought about that? But anyway, but it's funny. So we go over to the next page, and we see this other guy. He's an 81-year-old retired field engineer, Bob White. He says taxes are a little bit higher here than I thought they might be. Or what he said. He says, someone says, you won't save on taxes by moving to Maine. That's what someone says. And then this guy, Bob White, says, yeah, he concurs that. He says and then on top of that, between gas and electricity and general prices, we're having to do some reconfiguring on how we're going to get more money. I've got enough investments to be helpful, but I'm probably going to have to figure out a way to get another $2,000 a month. How's that going to happen? But these other people are terrified of the electrical grid. Let's see what old Janet Mills, your esteemed governor. Oh, my goodness. Big windfall. Mills administration report touts future of offshore wind. Look at those offshore wind turbines. Isn't that great? Look at these wires under there. Whales they don't need to go through they just ignore the wires, man. The whales, the right whales who are getting killed by lobstermen, we're told, from the rich elitists in California. That's why you got banned lobstering. But if we put all these offshore wind turbines out there with these strings and wires, the whales will just ignore them. It's like it's happening in New Jersey now, except there's a bunch of whales being beached because they get killed on these things. It won't happen in Maine, of course. So we'll just, basically ban lobstering because they're killing the right whales. And we'll put these in instead. And, of course, the right whales say, no, we're going to avoid these. The whole thing's a scam, dude. It's a 100% scam. The idea that this is going to save the Maine electrical grid. And don't forget, stupid Janet Mills saying, oh, and look, there's nothing in this report about whales, by the way. Let's click right. We'll even type right in there. Nothing. But Janet Mills is going to be like, oh, man, no, we're going to save the lobstermen and save the whales and have a green electrical grid. 2040, we're going to be 100% renewable. It's freaking idiotic. That's idiotic. And yeah, I feel like I can say that about a politician because she has to know better. If you're just, blindingly ignorant, I don't like that. But if you're idiotic, I think Jesus, even though he says, do not insult. Oh, well, he doesn't say that. He says, do not insult others by calling them fools. Jesus, why? You're making it hard on me. Jesus is Lord. Forgive me, Heavenly Father. Forgive me. Amen. I don't want to be. Jesus says, don't call other people idiots. And I just did. All right, let's keep going. Maine, basically 35. Let's see. In terms of while Maine was not among the top 10 of retiree destinations, it still has a higher percentage of people coming to Maine for retirement than leaving. 35% of the people who came to Maine came for retirement, whereas 22.4% left, which is up from 2021, was only 27%. All right. They found a higher percentage of people moved into Maine than out of Maine for retirement. All right. Let's keep going. My generation, the baby boomer generation, is the healthiest and wealthiest generation ever to walk on the face of the earth. So some clown from the Department of Labor. Are you really the healthiest there, guy? You sure about that? And medical care is more accessible in Maine than it's been before. Thus, a lot of people are going to Maine for medical care. All right, let's keep reading here. These good people left from Michigan to be near their grandkids in Portland, Maine. So that's like me, dude. I got 4 kids. I got no idea where they're going to end up. As much as I'd love to move to Maine, I'm not sure it's going to happen, especially if my kids remain in the South. I don't know, but you want to be, look, dude, I want to be that guy. I want to be bouncing my granddaughter with her, what is that, Barney? I'm not sure what kind of teddy bear. Dude, that's the life for your old buddy Josh. Over by the water, bouncing my granddaughter. Ain't nothing better than that, dude. That's what I want to be doing. So essentially, like, probably these guys I'll follow my kids are, if they ever have grandkids. All right, so let's keep reading here. So they moved from Michigan to be near their kids in Portland. But I thought it was interesting here because they say after deciding to move to Maine on a flight back from Detroit, they settled into a downtown Portland condo conveniently across Casco Bay from their grandkids. And I was like, are their grandkids living on Peaks? Because that's where I grew up, your old buddy Josh, Peaks Island. And I don't know. We were living in a large home on a lake in Michigan, and we thought, we'll live on a lake or the ocean in Maine. And then we started to find out what the costs were here to do that. All right. And they feel very happy. Then this is interesting here, too, because these people moved from Boulder, Colorado. Family history brought Susan Carey and her husband, Larry Borsick, to Maine decades after her parents built a house on Peaks Island, where they retired, and that's still in the family. That's pretty cool. That's real by Josh from Peaks Island. Previously, they lived in Western Mass. She's a retired exercise physiologist. All right, gotcha. Now they live in Cape Elizabeth, where my mom's second husband lived, and where we lived with his house on Two Eyes Road. I only lived there for like 6 months, and then my brother and sister lived there for a couple of years. I'm not sure where these people live. Comparing prices here and there, income taxes don't seem to be that different, she says, but everything else is more expensive in Maine. Groceries, gas, and all that stuff. But they do have a good quality of local restaurants. Yeah, right on. So that's good. All right, so there you go, man. I mean, the issue is that the electricity is going to be a big deal. 100%. It's only going to get worse, and that's why I say your heat pump just they're electrifying everything. Your heat pumps and electrification adds to the load, which is going to hurt the grid because essentially when you limit the generation and you increase the demand, it's only going to make the supply. It's basic supply and demand. Lower the supply, increase the demand, the price is going to go up. Just like Obama said, under my plan, electricity costs will inherently have to skyrocket. Apparently, you have to register. You got to get your car inspected every year, they say in Maine. I think we actually have to do that here in Georgia. I can't remember. Maybe it's just Fulton County, actually. But maybe I'll do another video here on just on taxes in Maine if you're making a certain amount of money. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. Good on these people. I tell you though, man, it ain't cheap up there in the Northeast. That's all there is to it. And the guy says he needs the extra $2,000 a month. I wonder if we can find. Hold on a second. This guy's Bob White. I want to see where he lives. I want to look him up in the property tax. We'll see what his house is worth, and then we might even be able to see what his mortgage was when he initially took it, and see if he can do a reverse mortgage. Check this out. What we're going to do is we're going to go to the Thompson, Maine property records. Yeah, they live in Thompson, Maine. Go to Government Solutions. We're going to go to Enter Online Database. And address, and obviously don't have an address. What did I say the last name was? White. All right, so we're going to search owner, and we'll say White. And let's see what we come up with. Search, and that's any Bob White or Robert Peter. That's about the closest things we got to a B. The wife's name's Sarah. So let's do this right here. We're just look, and I don't know if these people. I don't know. We're just going to use this for an example. Peter White. I don't see any B's in here. So we're going to assume James P. B. White. All right, we'll just assume that. And their house is worth $231 right now. All right. They bought it in 2001. It doesn't say when he moved here, though. After 5 years, find a new house. Hold on a second. This is them because they live in the Highland Retirement Community. But anyway, let's pause that for a second. Come over. I'm sorry I got the sniffles. I just got back from a walk. Looks like they live in this place right here. Let's just get a gauge of what is this actually in Thompson or what? Yeah, Thompson, Maine, right there. Looks like it is. So, I'm not sure if we got. So they're probably in. I don't know what that probably is not them. I would think, as you can see it. Man, that doesn't look like them. Hold tight. Retirement community is on Evergreen Circle. Let's see if we can. Yeah, Evergreen Circle. All right. Let's see what we got. All right, here we go. All right, sweet. So we got Evergreen Circle. So now what we want to do, let's just take a gate. We're going to pick one. We'll say 7 Evergreen Circle. How much is that? All right, so this guy, oh, dude, that's owner. Okay, hold on a second. Right here, the community is Evergreen Circle. So we got Sugar Maple. Imagine that's going to be part of the community right there. So Sugar Maple, and it looks like I saw, I didn't see owner for any whites or anything. I just saw owners of the company, the Evergreen people. So let's now go over here. We're going to go back to white and see what we find here. And so that's not them. So let's go back to search. And we're just going to go like 7 Front Street. Hold on a second. So the actual owners of Highland Estates here, they live someplace on Curtis Lane. So let's just get a gauge what the values of some of these are. 312. Okay, gotcha. That's the assessment 312. The sales price was 490, and this is for, you can't see who it is. But there you go. That's perfect. All right, right on. I'm sure that's going to be something like that. And they bought it 5 years ago. And this was bought in 2022. All right. Gotcha. So let's go back. Hold on a second. What we're going to do is we're going to try to see one that's a little bit older. Let's go to 15 Curtis Lane. When was that bought? That was bought in 2016. They said 5 years ago. Okay, cool. All right, so we're getting someplace. Yeah, right there. 2018. That might be them. All right, so 265 is their sales price. Right now it's 298. Okay, so let's just say 300,000 bucks. All right. 300,000 bucks, and they bought it. They probably took it. I hope they didn't take a mortgage. But let's just say they got, I don't know. Let's just say they got no mortgage. All right, so let's go over here real quick. Actually, let's see. We got two here. Rental available. Let's just see what this is. That guy's renting. All right, that's 4,000 a month. All right, is this a CCRC? I bet it is. A continuing care retirement community. Here's a 2,000 square foot home. Here's it. All right, right here. Pending continue to show. Okay, cool. 800,000 bucks. That's got to be it's got to be CCRC. I mean, if it's 800,000 bucks, why would you not freaking take reverse mortgage? That's got to be a CCRC, right? Let's look at what was the thing called, Highland Group or something like that. Yeah, 55 adult lifestyle community. It's really impressive. Is there? I want to see if skilled care. Social media. I don't see anything about CCRC. Let's type in. They got a search thing up here. Nothing about. Search location. Yeah, I don't see anything about CCRCs, man. Assisted living coming soon. Okay. But I don't see anything about continuing care or skilled care. They don't even have a search button. All right, I don't know what's going on with these people, but let's say their house is 500,000 bucks for simplicity. And they bought it, in 2018 for 250. I'm just literally using that for an example. And we're gonna go to where's the resource right here? Reverse mortgage calculator. The guy's 81, I think he said. Yeah, he's 81 years old. All right. And we're gonna say, yeah, $500,000 house. We'll say he still owes, I don't know, friggin' 200,000 bucks on it. Debt repayment. There you go. 200. We'll say 200,000 bucks. Let's see how much. There you go. And we'll go here. Does it give me? Yeah. So yeah, you can pay the whole thing off, dude. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it save him whatever his monthly mortgage. If he still owed 200,000 bucks on it, it saved his monthly mortgage. Whatever his monthly mortgage is, it was probably 200,000 bucks, like 5%. That's probably 1,500 bucks a month right there. That gives him his 2,000 bucks he needs. Let's say he has no debt on it, or no, he'll save $100,000 of debt. Wait, we got to change his age because right, we got 65. My man Bob's 81 years old. Why would you not do this? I mean, literally. So there you go. So now he's 81 years old. He's got a $500,000 house. He owes 200,000 bucks on it. He could pay off the mortgage and still get a 4,100 bucks a month, a year, $41,000 line of credit, which could equal 325 bucks a month. So if his mortgage is 200,000 bucks, that's, let's say, 1,500 bucks a month. Now he has an extra $300 a month This home equity conversion mortgage, that's 2,000. That's the 2,000 needs right there. Literally, I don't know why I wouldn't do that, man. Especially when the real estate values are so high. I hope he does something like that because you don't want these guys freaking breaking their backs to scrape away an extra $2,000, man. Hey. Anyway, we'll see. I just friggin' if you got this, if you got the equity in your home, why not use it? All right, love your thoughts. We'll see ya.